he still broke records that your Pro Bowler and
The expectations in Cleveland have shifted, and not just slightly, they've been rewritten entirely. What started as quiet optimism has turned into a full-blown storm, one that nobody in the NFL saw coming. Because somewhere between the drills, the interviews, and the headlines, a rookie quarterback named Shedeur Sanders walked into the Browns training camp and changed everything. He wasn't supposed to be here. Not like this, not yet. On paper, he was just another young prospect, a mid-round pick meant to sit, learn, and develop behind established veterans. But when Shedeur hit the field, it was obvious this wasn't going to be another slow-burn rookie story. The kid carried himself like he'd already been leading an NFL locker room for years. His footwork was sharp, his reads were lightning fast, and his accuracy looked more like a veteran quarterback than a newcomer just a week into his first professional camp. Coaches tried to ease him in gently,
but my expectations have absolutely changed. Absolutely.
But football doesn't care about plans. It rewrites them in real time, and that's exactly what Shedeur started doing the moment he took his first snap. The Browns' defense, loaded with stars like Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, and Grant Delpit, lined up ready to humble the new kid. This was supposed to be a teaching moment, the kind where a young quarterback gets knocked down a few pegs and learns what NFL speed really feels like. Instead, they found themselves on the wrong side of a highlight reel. Shedeur started dissecting coverage before the ball was even snapped. He adjusted protections on the fly, read blitzes like he'd been facing them for years, and turned defensive schemes into puzzles he already had the answers for. What should have been a routine practice quickly turned into a statement. By the time the day ended, the Browns veterans weren't just impressed, they were stunned. The chatter around camp flipped overnight. Players who'd brushed him off were suddenly watching him closer. Receivers were sticking around after practice, asking to get extra throws in with the rookie. Even the defense, which prided itself on intimidation, couldn't help but respect what they'd just seen. Myles Garrett, the leader of that defense, reportedly told a teammate, "He's not supposed to be reading that coverage yet." That wasn't criticism, it was recognition. Shedeur wasn't just surviving, he was taking over. Behind the scenes, the front office was paying attention too. The rookie contract they'd quietly signed him to, simple on the surface, had hidden clauses and incentives baked into it. Performance triggers that could push his earnings through the roof if he hit the field early. It was a deal that made insiders wonder if Cleveland already suspected what they had before anyone else did. Now, as the practices piled up, those contract clauses were starting to look prophetic. The Browns owner, Jimmy Haslam, is known for having a heavy hand in football matters, sometimes too heavy. But after hearing whispers about Shedeur's breakout performances, he couldn't resist. Late nights were reportedly spent watching practice footage, rewinding plays, studying the rookie's poise under pressure. Then came the line that set the building on fire. When you see a young guy process that fast, you've got to at least think about the future sooner than later. One comment, one spark, and suddenly, rumors of a quarterback controversy were everywhere. The locker room split in half overnight. Some veterans were all in on the kid. They saw a leader who brought energy, focus, and hunger, something that had been missing from the Browns' culture for a long time. Others were uneasy, worried about what it meant for the team dynamic. Deshaun Watson, the team's highly paid starter, was supposed to be the guy. Benching him wasn't just a football decision.
He's an actual proven talent. He's proven that every single...
It was a financial earthquake waiting to happen. Yet on the field, the contrast was undeniable. Shedeur was sharper, faster, and more composed. Every day he practiced, the whispers got louder. Every throw he made turned into a debate about the future. Then came the scrimmage, the defining test that would either cement the hype or crush it. This wasn't a light session or a publicity stunt. It was a full-contact war against one of the NFL's toughest defenses, with the owner and coaching staff watching every move. For most rookies, this kind of pressure cracks you. It makes your read slower, your throws jittery, your confidence crumble. But for Shedeur, it seemed to do the opposite. The very first play set the tone. Myles Garrett exploded off the line like a missile, closing in fast. Any normal rookie would have panicked. Shedeur didn't flinch. He rolled left, kept his eyes downfield, and delivered a perfect strike 20 yards through traffic for a first down. The sideline erupted. That was the moment everyone realized this wasn't hype. It was real. Drive after drive, he made the impossible look routine. His throws sliced through coverage, his timing was flawless, and every pass hit his receivers in stride. The defense, known for humbling quarterbacks, suddenly looked unsure. And when the scrimmage ended, Shedeur hadn't just survived, he'd conquered. He led multiple scoring drives and, more importantly, earned something you can't coach or buy: respect. The atmosphere around camp was electric. Coaches whispered in corners, analysts went silent, and even the veterans who'd been skeptical before were now patting his helmet, nodding in approval. The rookie had forced his way into a conversation that was never supposed to happen. Now, the Browns face a dilemma that could define their entire
He still broke records that your Pro Bowler and
season. On one hand, they've invested hundreds of millions in Deshaun Watson, a player who was supposed to lead them to glory. On the other, they've got a rookie outplaying him in real time, igniting a fan base that's desperate for something fresh. If the coaches move too fast, they risk chaos in the locker room. But if they hold back too long, they risk killing the momentum of a player who's clearly ready for more. Cleveland has seen a lot of quarterback stories over the years, but this one feels different. There's a spark in the city, a sense that something big is brewing. Every pass Shedeur throws now feels like it carries weight, every completion a reminder that the future might already be here. The Browns didn't plan for this, but football doesn't wait for anyone. And so, as the next preseason game approaches, all eyes are locked on one young quarterback who's refusing to wait his turn. The countdown has started. The Browns can either embrace the storm or get swept up in it. But one thing's for sure, Shedeur Sanders isn't slowing down. He's rewriting the story of Cleveland football, one perfect throw at a time. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more deep dives into the moments that redefine the game. Who do you think should start for the Browns this season? Watson or Sanders? Let's hear what you've got to say.